Okay, hey guys, welcome back. I have had a great working summer, and I hope you guys have too. Um, I wanted to meet with each of you this week, but it looks like that because your buildings are having so much PD that I won't be able to touch base with you. And there's just so much that I want to tell you and things that have changed over summer. So I figured that I could do, sorry, there's a gnat, a little webinar just really quickly to kind of brief you on some of those things. You're probably already getting hit hard with lots of new information, questions, things like that. So I wanted to cover a couple topics and let you know where to find some resources and kind of tell you what I've been working on this summer for us. So where to start? The first thing is some of you are already getting asked about the database, how they get their kids, all of that. So the first thing I want to talk about is the database. This summer we have transitioned over again. We took the old database and we made a copy. We have re-entered all of the LPACs that we did at the end of last year. They have all updated information, all new accommodations on there. We are not quite ready to share those yet, but we are going to share them soon with secondary, and then also all ESL staff will get them. So I will be sending out, I have a note here to share the database, make a Google form for everyone to sign that said they received it, and then also I will resend out very soon to all the schools, including elementary, how to log on to Elevation, how to sign up, and all of that. For secondary, the teachers and the administrators will have to sign that on a Google form that they did receive the database, just like normal. So we have not reshared the database with you yet, just simply because in the last 3 days we have gotten probably 25 new kids across the district. Most of them are at the high school, most of them are homeless and unaccompanied, and most of them are from the new detention centers that we're getting. So it's been packed. Today we got 2 new from El Salvador, and yesterday we got 1 from Honduras. So we're taking them all. We love them. So that's a database. Also, I wanted to tell you a little bit about staffing changes, just so you could know. Toby will obviously still be our secretary. I did transition into a new position. It's not a new position. It's the same position with added responsibilities. So I'm now the ESL supervisor, which to you, that doesn't really change much. Well, it could. I'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, I wanted to let you know that from now on, I deal with all of the ELL and the Title III funding. So when you request things for conferences or for leave or for supplies in your classroom, books, those type of things, they'll come to my office now with me, and then I'll be the one that approves them instead of having to go through the federal funds office. So when you're thinking of parental engagement and things like that, if you're wondering how much money I have budgeted for your specific building, just let me know and I'll let you know, because we want to make sure we spend that money. So addition to the staffing differences, we have a new ESL staff member. His name is Coach David Farr, and he will be at junior high. He will be teaching in 3 of our Language Academy classes. He is additional ESL staff. He will be able to do a lot of the things that our regular ESL staff do. He is also a football coach, so he will be doing ESL for 3 periods a day. Because he is going to be there. Oh, also, Coach Farr is bilingual. He studied in Mexico and is very well trained in ESL now. He's studied a lot this summer. But because Coach Farr is going to be at that location, then Miss Reyes, Denise, our ESL Language Academy aide, she is going to be at the high school only for 3 days a week, and then also assisting me with Title III and ELL fund stuff. So Toby will still be our secretary. She will handle all of our normal things, interpreters, database, all of that stuff. It just has to do with any of the federal fund money stuff for ESL. Will go through me, and then also Denise will be assisting me. If there is not enough for Denise to do for the Title III, then she will be pushing into additional buildings, probably the middle school, just simply because we've got Coach Farr at the junior high. So that's kind of an update on secondary. On elementary, we did lose an aide this year, so we are one down, and that still leaves us at least one classified, a parapro, and also a certified at all of the buildings. As our numbers grow, hopefully we can add more staff to elementary. An update on London, just in case you wondered, they do have 7 ESL students right now, and just by luck, none of them need direct services, which is great, but if that should change, then I may have to contact some of you for services. But right now, we're good with not having to go to London. I think that is all of the staffing changes. I think everything else stays the same. So there were a couple things that were added this summer. I hope my video will go longer than, okay, I think I'm good. So you know how usually with testing for ACT Aspire or any of the standardized testing, we have had to turn in the LPACs, and then the counselors or the building test coordinators, whoever that would be, will take those, and they will use those for the accommodations to check, or they'll use our database. That is all changing now. So now we have this form, which is, I've made some notes on, but you can see it says a PNP. This is for specifically ACT Aspire. We did them for everybody, though, just to make sure. So on this PNP, it's a paper form. It's not online. There are several different accommodations that you can choose from. I have just made my note, and I have highlighted on here which ones is extended time, word to word dictionary, all of those that we typically use on our LPACs. So with this form, what they're doing now is we have to fill out one for every single person who has an accommodation, and then we give those to our building test coordinators. So instead of saying, hey, welcome back to school, let me give you all of these to do, I have front loaded them. I have written all of the information on there, the kids, the ID numbers, the all of that, and then I'm going to give you a pack of them that has all of that done. I think I actually will have you come here to sign them, since they are testing accommodations. Once you receive those, it's going to be your job to check them, make sure they're correct, and then there is a place right here at the bottom where you sign that they're correct, and then you will give these to your building test coordinator. I would definitely make a copy for their ESL folder so that you have documentation that you gave the counselor these forms. In fact, let's just make that a must. Go ahead, after you check these and they're correct, you give the counselor the form, but you also make a copy. Something else that means, so as you're testing new students and new students' place, and they have accommodations, then it's going to be up to you to make all of those PNPs for the counselors from that point on. So in other words, I did all of the ones that we did at the end of the year, but moving forward, you're going to have to do the ones for like all the kindergartners, or the ones that move in, those type of things. So on your little checklist that you do for when a kid moves in or you're screening a kid, make sure you add on there about the PNP, okay? So just another piece of paperwork, but I tried to help you out by front loading as many as I can. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk to you about is the email that you got from Robin Johnson, the test coordinator. She is requiring that everyone watches the webinar from Dr. Lytle about how to use the ELPA 21 screener. Most of us are familiar with how to use it. I am going to be training some of our new staff on how to use that ELPA 21 screener, but the best thing is to watch the webinar, which you have to, and then Robin has created a quiz. Once you take that quiz and it shows that you understand the material, and pay very close attention, because there are a lot of new changes in the screener. Once you do that, then Robin will set you up as a screener administrator, okay? So first thing is watch the webinar. It's not very long. It's like 20-ish minutes, but it's got lots of good info. It deals with, what do you do if they don't have an ID number? What do you do? Because we had several mistakes on that, people putting in accidental ID numbers. What do you do if a language isn't listed? What buttons do you click? What kind of screener do you give a kindergartner? Do you do the K screener or the 0-0 screener? So it's really, really important that you pay attention and you don't just turn it on and do something else, because for you specifically, this video that Robin sent is very important to pay attention to. So if there's any questions on that, just call me, text me, whatever you need to do. The next thing I wanted to show you is I'm going to put my screen a little bit smaller so my face is going away. And the state of Arkansas bought a new program this summer called Transact. And Transact is a service that translates some forms, not all forms, but it doesn't, like, you don't upload a form and it translates it. There are already forms in there that are translated. So I'm going to kind of show you how to register. You go to transact.com, okay? And then when you get there, you will click on right here where it says login, or you can click on where it says register up here at the top. Either way, what you're going to do is you are going to register a new user. You see where it says that right there. And then it'll ask you for some information. It'll ask you for your school district, things like that. And then it will send you an email. And on that email, it will have your numerical password. So once you get it, you'll go back to this page, transact.com, and then you can sign in. And I have only shown the principals this. I've sent them a little webinar on how to do this. Once you get in here, you can go to All Documents, and there are some ESSA documents here. Okay, so you'll go up to the blue, All Documents, and when you click on these parent notifications, you will be able to see in here that there are all kinds of different forms that you can use. For example, if you want to do a parent-teacher conference, or if you want to do a sign-in sheet, or there's so many. There's down in the Title III events, there's also like an English learner activity. You're trying to let the parents know that there's something coming up. But the cool thing is that these are all translated in multiple languages already, and this is really good for teachers who need these too, but I'll roll that out a little later. I'm trying to let y'all know first. So let's just look at the parent-teacher conference letter. Okay, so you click on it and it will take you to the letter. You have all of these options: fill in and print, view and print. There's all these kinds. Okay, so we're going to fill in and print. And once you click on that, it will take you to the actual form, and the form will be in English. And it will tell them like where to go, detach this, here's the student's name, blah, blah, blah. But once you type on it, you can, I'm going to save this as sample, you can pick either Arabic, Chinese, Spanish, or Vietnamese. So let's just pick Spanish and I'll show you what it does. It will load a PDF here at the bottom. You click it. It's going, it's thinking. And here's the English form, and of course the stuff that you filled out will be on there, but if you scroll, you'll notice it has the exact same form in Spanish. So, or in Arabic. We've got Arabic forms now. So that's just one thing I wanted to show you. So that's transact.com. You do have to register, but it's a free service for Arkansas. So again, if there are any questions about that, let me know, and I'll be happy to walk you through it. The next thing is the screener. Actually, I'm going to put my screen small again because I want to show you. As we have been getting new students, I'm not going to stay on here long because it has confidential information, but we have been putting it on this needs to screen list. Okay, needs to screen 2019-20. You notice that it has the kid's name, the location, the grade, and when they entered school. And then also, I'm going to scroll up just a little. You'll see right here at the top, right here, entered into Tide. Okay, so that means that Robin is taking this list, and if we get the home language survey from your buildings like we're supposed to, we've been putting them on this list, and then Robin is uploading, and that's part of something she wanted y'all to know. Please do not manually upload your kids yet. Okay, what we need you to do is talk with the office or look at your records. Make sure that Toby and I have all of the home language surveys, they need to be scanned and emailed to us so that we can add them to this needs to screen list. Okay, so home language surveys, any other language besides English on the home language survey, they should be entered into eSchool in the front office as whatever that language is, Spanish, Vietnamese, whatever. Then, after that, if they want a different language of correspondence, then they put that language in. So in other words, if there's any other language on the home language survey, you put that as their home language. Language of correspondence is whatever they want their correspondence in. Ben Janelle, the technology director, did go over this with all of the registrars and secretaries, so they should already know this, but I wanted you to know so that way you could help watch for it too. So please put a little pressure on just getting those home language surveys to the ESL office, because it's going to take a lot of work off of you later when you don't have to manually enter these kids to test, because Robin will have already done it if we have the home language survey. So the next thing I'm moving into to show you is I'm going to share this with you, this document, so that you can see, but I'm going to talk about another portion while we do this, if it'll work, because our internet's been a little slow today. But all of the old Language Academy email list groups, Google groups, all of the old ESL groups, it says sharing is not available. Let me try again. We'll try it again. All of those email groups have been disabled. So we have a new email group, and that email group is ESL Staff 1920. So when you go to email, if you will type in, it's still saying it's not shareable, but I'll share it with you in a little bit. But if you go to Google or to your email and you type that in, RSD ESL 1920, I believe one of our staff members has already used it, so you might have a forward. That is our new ESL staff list that has all of our new staff members on it. I've also built one for Language Academy, so if you're an ESL staff member but also you teach Language Academy, you might get both emails. So it looks like this is not going to be able to be shared right now, but I'll try it again. I think our internet's going a little wonky. But anyway, that is kind of an update. I'm sure there's several things that I have forgotten, but that gives you a little bit of an update for now. I think that is it. I'm so excited. Welcome back. It's going to be a great year. I did go through a beginning administrator training this summer, and I am meeting with Dr. Brackett, which is the new Miss Bonham, on next week. So once I meet with him, I do believe that I will be transitioning, hopefully, to be your evaluator. But like I said, right now we are still talking about that. So I know some of you have asked if I was going to be your evaluator. I will let you know as soon as I know, because I'm transitioning into this new role. So that's all I know now, and I appreciate everything. And you can add me on WhatsApp so we can talk really quickly. It's so much faster than text messages, but you can text me, whatever you need to do. And we will be in touch very soon. Bye.